It's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot. Thanks so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm an alchemist, a light worker, and a tarot and oracle reader that specializes in celebrity readings, pick-a-pile messages, and channeled messages for the collective. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, I accept tips. That information will be in the box below. So please, if you're able to, please support my page. You can send me money via CashApp, PayPal, Venmo. Those are the kind of the main ways to send me money. And it goes to, helping me create more content for y'all. Also, I'm going to have more celebrity readings on the way for you guys. But in the meantime, check out some of my past videos. Some of those videos, my predictions came true. So make sure you check those things out. All right, but today we're going to do a pick-a-pile reading. I've been thinking about this one for a while. This is a timeless reading. So at any point in time that you may run across this video and you look at it, this is it'll resonate with you at the time and that you're meant to hear it, at the time that you're meant to hear it. So this particular pick-a-pile message, we're going to be focusing on pleasure. Okay. So what I'll be answering, for those that are tuning in is what pleasures should you be indulging in this season of your life? I wanted to really kind of set a different tone and focus on things that bring us joy. Things that make us happy, that make us laugh, or that brings laughter, enjoyment, sensuality, the erotic. So this particular reading, I focus on pleasure, and it's not necessarily going to be tied to something erotic or sexual unless, kind of that message comes through in your pile. Okay. So I have 3 piles, and, for anyone that's new to pick-a-pile messages, it's basically, you're kind of tuning into your intuition and you are vibing with one of the decks, one or more decks, and you want to find your message that way. Okay. So I would say take a few deep breaths, pause the video if you need to, take a few deep breaths, and then choose intuitively what pile resonates with you in this moment. We have 3 piles. So pile number 1 is the 3 of Wands. Okay, and there's a bit of a glare. Wait, 3 of Wands. We have the Devil card in the reverse, and I will put this up right so you can see it. But it's in the reverse, okay? Or the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Wands. And I'm also going to put this up right so you can see it. Okay, so pause it right here, take a couple of deep breaths, see which pile resonates with you the most, and then we'll get started. All right, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. Thanks so much for tuning in. Okay, let's get into your reading, y'all. All right, so 3 of Wands. Let's get into the theme here for pile number 1. 3 of Wands, this is fire energy. This is someone, so as you see in this picture here, she's holding a surfboard, and it looks like she's at the top of, either she's at the top of the beach or something like that, and she's looking out, she's surveying, and she's about to catch those waves. Okay, she is about to see what it do, baby boo. So there's some excitement here. Like there is like energy here. There is effort. There is moving in the direction that you want to go to. There's progress. They're seeing what's ahead and like recognizing that like I'm about to see myself or engage and experience the life that I've always wanted for myself, or that it's on its way, it's coming towards you. And all the work from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, now I'm getting ready to actually do it. Two of Wands is more so planning it out and seeing the vision. Three of Wands is actually getting ready to take that next step. So it's very action oriented. And you got waves, y'all. Like y'all are getting ready to do what it do. Like, you know exactly, like you're prepared, you're ready. So definitely for pound number 1, this is about preparation. This is about being ready for anything. This is about seeing what's ahead and knowing and being prepared as much as you can, and just having a level of fearlessness, being fearless and going for it, because you see the progression, and you trust in the progression. So that is something to really take into pile number 1, okay, as I'm seeing as far as that. Let's get into your other cards. Okay, pile number 1, we got ideation, okay? All right, so I'm using the Prism Oracle deck, and it's more of an aura-based deck where certain colors are associated with certain words and messages. And it's a really great and powerful deck, which I'm enjoying right now. And for you, ideation. So ideation coming out, right? So ideation coming out, this is really interesting because there's a mixture of different colors here. I'm getting a bit of orange, reds, maybe some pinks as well. And there's definitely some sensitivity here, because when I think of ideation, this is about bringing your things to life, right? And so it's almost like an incubation process. It's in the incubator. This really ties in with the Three of Wands because you haven't hit the water yet, but you're going to. You have a plan, you want to execute, you know that you're going to. And so ideation, it's like it's in a very protective space. It's in an incubation period, and you want to see it progress. You want to see it grow. You want to see your ideas, your projects, things that you enjoy come to life. And so this is about nurturing and caring for this particular period and time in your life. Pile number 1. This is the season for you to indulge in things that that are nurturing and that are caring for you. So what does that look like? I mean, it could look like a myriad of things, right? An extensive and myriad amount of things for you. I'm getting someone actually who was like in a very cozy sweater, and they're resting on their sofa, and they're drinking a hot cup of cocoa with marshmallows, and they're sitting by the fire, and they're like just sipping and enjoying and like, oh, right? So there's like, and then someone walks over and like you're just getting cuddled. You're just cuddled, right? You're just cuddling. You're being nurtured. You're being cared for. There's a softness here, but there's a protectiveness here, because you need to feel that in order for you to get to the next stage of your life, in order for you to progress. So this is like, this particular season, pile number 1, is very special because it's prepping you for the next season of your life. It's prepping you hard. It is like, maintain your boundaries, Spirit saying, make sure you're continued to be in a safe space. You're in an incubation period. It's almost like it's a time to just kind of create and to try out new things and to try new ideas. So I think the pleasure that you get from that is that you're trying, you're testing, like you are at try. And if you want to be adventurous as hell, be adventurous as hell. Spirit is saying, like, you want to go skydiving, you want to go hang gliding. And I know we always tie things to like very dangerous right, things, but like something that you've never tried before, and always wanted to do. Spirit's saying, go do that. This is the time. This is like the safe space, the incubation period for you to try out and test out new things. That's where you're going to find your pleasure, because then you can decide, oh, okay, this is what I really, really, really enjoy doing. And I want to do more of this. This other thing, I tried it. I don't really like it. But I'm happy for the experience. I'm thankful for the experience. So it's that type of energy, pile one. That's like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful what this is bringing for you. I'm getting a lot of pinks here. Pinks and orange as far as colors, y'all. Pinks and orange, some purples as well. As you can see, there's a lot of blending of these two cards. Let's see what other cards are coming through for you, pile number one. See? What did I say? Pinks. We got the 9 of water, which is peach. And purple. Yo, Spirit is funny. All right, so we got... Let's look at these two cards. We got the 9 of water and the strength card. So peach and garlic, okay? And let me hold these two up so you can see it, okay? Mm-hmm. So we have the 9 of water, peach, and the strength card, garlic. And so with this particular deck, these herbs and spices and things like that are really something to work with. Like, it's really, really cool to work with. And what I'm getting with the 9 of water, oof, I'm getting comfort. Oof, yeah, that's what I'm getting for y'all. Y'all need to comfort. Your comfort foods, your comfort items, your comfort things, plush things, very plush filled comfort, like whatever makes you feel comfortable, because you're getting ready to, start something new, right? You're getting ready and you're going to try new things. You're going to try different things, but you also still need that sense of comfortability. You still need that. You still need to tap into that and tie into that. So enjoy that, right? Like, enjoy things that you enjoy, right? Like, and the peach tree, okay? Like, there's a fragrancy there. There's a feeling there. There's an immersion there, okay? There's a lushness, right? Washing away things that don't need to be there. You look at the tree, right? Look at how beautiful this is, and lush, plush, comfort. You're by the lake, the cool lake, a bowl of the flower petals, these particular peach petals. I mean, it's just immerse yourself into like this comforting time, right? Enjoyment. This is about gratitude. This is about juiciness, honoring yourself. This is sensual time, right? Celebration. Like, just really enjoy. And this is about enjoyment for y'all. Enjoy the comforts of your life, like things that bring you comfort, things that bring you enjoyment. Do that, buy that. Now, I ain't saying buy every damn thing, right? But just like, if you have the money, do it. If you don't have the money, you can create something. You can create a world for yourself. The mind is amazing thing. The mind is an amazing thing. It's an amazing machine. It's an amazing element. But this here is really tapping into your comfort, your sense of comfort or comfortability. So tap into that, y'all. It is going to be really powerful for you as you are creating. Now the Strength card. And make, y'all, one more thing I was going to say, peach, right? So peach is associated with this card. If y'all don't buy some peaches in this season of your life, you work with peaches. Get you buy you or make a peach pie. Get you some like a perfume or a cologne that has like peach tones in it. Wear that type of color. Like peach is like the color, right? This energy here is giving that. Okay, tie something into that. Use these elements, okay? The Strength card. Let's get into the Strength, because that's very much about like being bold, right? There's a boldness that you have to have. This Three of Wands here, is asking you to do that. You have to be bold in order for you to chart new paths for yourself and create something new. And so this is about trusting yourself. This is about your courage, stoking your inner fire. Okay. This is about your vitality. Garlic is like, it's so good for the heart. It's so good for like the body, right? Because, you know, garlic, and it's pungent, right? Garlic, like, you know, most people, whenever I think of using garlic, people are adding it to, they're making a garlic sauce, or, you know, they have it before they add their vegetables. They gotta make sure, like, you know, when you're cooking it in the pot, got you a little bit of oil, you cut up your garlic, put it in a pot, let it simmer, right? Let it, make sure it's a little bit translucent, then you add in your flavor. But it's like, it elevates the flavor, right? The garlic helps elevate the flavor of your dish. And so think about that. Think how you can use that. Think about ways in which you can elevate elements of your life. And that goes into the practical, like certain habits that you have, you know, routines, a routine, a ritual, something that you need to do that should be habitual for you. Start to incorporate that. It may not be pleasurable all the time, but the end goal, if you do that repeatedly, consistently, is like you being able to progress, you being able to elevate, you being able to elevate and lift up and progress in the ways that you want to. And this is also about having compassion for yourself. This is comfortability and compassion. Comfortability and compassion. Have compassion for yourself. Love yourself through it. And I'm not saying to allow anybody to do anything crazy and stuff to you, but like, if you are struggling to like believe in yourself, or if you're struggling with like adversity, right? You got that inner fight in you, y'all. Pile number one. You have that inner fight, that inner strength in you to overcome anything, to really to overcome it, I'm not gonna say overcome anything. I'm gonna take that back, because that's too blanketed here. But to overcome the adversity and the strife that you may be experiencing, you know, if you've experienced failure, because it's hard to get here sometimes. Like, you see the vision, and now you're just about to execute that vision. And you're still testing out a couple of things. You're still trying to figure some things out. Find comfort. Find your comforts. Have compassion for yourself, okay? That's very, very important at this particular time in your life, all right? Let's get into the next cards. The Fool, see? What? Yo, okay. We got the Fool card in the reverse and the Strength card in the reverse. It's coming out twice. This is double confirmation for y'all. We're gonna get into it. Let me show you the cards a little bit better here. So we got the Fool card. Make sure y'all can see that. The Fool card. And then we have the Strength card. Okay. Whew. All right. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay. Let's get into it. Okay. Let's get into the Fool and the Strength card in the reverse. The Fool card coming out in the reverse. Please, please. This is cautioning about you being reckless. Don't take so many damn risks that you've fallen off the damn cliff without a safety net, okay? Be mindful of the risk that you're taking. As much as it is a safe space, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to be reckless, okay? You don't want to be irresponsible because you still want to prepare for this adventure. You're almost there. So here, if you're going to indulge, if you're going to enjoy yourself and your comforts and like the things that you like, right? You're cooking, don't be reckless with it, okay? Like, make sure you have your resources, your tools, the things that you need, okay? Don't be out here just jumping out all willy-nilly. You know, you going skydiving and you didn't, prepare. Like, you can't do shit like that, or you end up connecting with people who don't care about your safety. They don't care about your safety. Hell no. Like, make sure that you are curious, you stay curious, and you stay adventurous, but recognize there has to be a level of confinement there, okay? And it's not to necessarily confine yourself, but it's like safe exploration. Like there's risk involved, but you don't want it to be high risk to the point where, if you fall, ain't nobody there to catch you, okay? You don't have any kind of, and Spirit keeps bringing up safety net, because it's important to have that. It's important to have that throughout. Like, please make sure, okay? The Strength card in the reverse. So I mentioned like having the willpower, the determination, and also the compassion for yourself. And this is just confirming that, okay? I'm not going to go too much farther in this. The Strength card coming out twice is like, that's what it's telling you. Like, you need to have compassion for yourself. You need to be prepared though. And, maintain that compassion for yourself. Don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. Okay? Don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do. Oh, hail to the no. Like, don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. Like, you have the conviction, the determination. You can do it. You really can. So don't forget that. It's so important that you don't forget that, okay? All right, and let's do our last two cards. This is really interesting. Pile number 1. Okay, all right. So pile number 1, we have 6 of Feathers and the 5 of Roses, okay? Let me pull these cards up so you can see it. 6 of Feathers, 5 of Roses, okay? Make sure y'all can see that. Let me see what's coming through for y'all with with the Feathers and the Roses. So Feathers represents the air element in tarot, which is our swords. So this is about leaving things, moving forward. This is also about, like, in terms of pleasure, y'all having take a trip. So for 6 of Feathers, I correlate this to the 6 of Swords, so heavy air energy, right? And it's about leaving. And so if you need to take a little trip to get away, if you want to take a little romantic trip or just a trip with friends, a weekend getaway, a small road trip, and then come back, like, these are things that you can really do, and just take that time away to have fun and enjoy yourself, and like, you know, like, eat all your favorite foods while on the trip, and like blast your favorite songs, like, just enjoy yourself while you're on your flight. Have your favorite things, like, what do you need on there? You need your headphones, like, watch your favorite movies. If it's a long ass flight, like, just, you know, take the time to like get away. Take the time to get away for pile number one. This is a time to do a small trip, a short trip, but get away, have fun. And while you're there, if you meet somebody, you enjoy yourself, well, enjoy yourself, okay? Let's get into the Five of Roses. Let's see what's going on here. This is about receiving, okay? So my roses, they represent pentacles, okay? And Five of Roses correlates to Five of Pentacles, and that's usually a time of like loss and of like losing something that was really close to you, something being disrupted in your life, not having the support or the people around you. And I think this is really about like receiving and appreciation, and understanding like where you need to spend your time, where to spend your time at, okay? So for pile number one, it's very important that y'all are mindful of what you're investing in during this season as well. So like, again, the Fool card coming out in the reverse, y'all can't be without a safety net, because this is your incubation period. This is your incubation period. And so it's also a very delicate time. It's also a time of like, you know, it's like a deep resonant time. And so you have to have your comfortability and your compassion, and also like, yes, take your time away and enjoy yourself, but also be mindful of like the risk involved, because there's risk involved to elevate, to progress. There's risk involved, and you have to be mindful of that as you're pursuing whatever it is that you're pursuing right now in this season of your life. So there's a delicateness here, okay, but there's also an enjoyment here. There's a progression here. There is a helpfulness here, and there's a strength, an inner strength that pile number one you guys have to see it through, to enjoy the waves, right? To enjoy the waves, to get to where you want to get to. And so, but you have to take this moment to like enjoy these little things, test it out, see where you want to go with caution. And sexually, so let's get into that, the erotic element, okay? Six of Feathers, Five of Roses. I really see this as, if you want to have a little fling, a little weekend fling, a one night stand, have at it. If you want to try a threesome with a stranger, with you and a couple, have a threesome. Well, not necessarily a stranger, but like, you know, you set it up where it's like, after this, we gonna see you no more. That's something to indulge in, right? Make sure everybody's tested though. Make sure you're tested, okay? But this is also a time of like, self-pleasure, I think, if you want to get into that. This is also about receiving. So like, make like, instead of you giving all the time, this is a time of like receiving. So when it comes to your pleasure, make sure you're on the receiving end. If that means like you ain't giving nothing, this is a night for you, you know, it's all about me. Okay, that song by Maya. Listen to that song by Maya and Cisco from Drew Hill. It's all about me. Okay, so that's the time. This is the time right now. Sexually, this is the time to do that. Like, it's all about me. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna have my little romance. I'm gonna have my little fling. Nobody know that I fuck with him on the low. Okay, like, this is my little, like, listen to Big Ol' Freak by Megan Thee Stallion. Like, if you have someone that you have on the side, not on the side, or if there's someone that you have that no one else knows about, it's just you and them, and it's your little secret. You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. Yeah. Yeah, girl. Yeah, guys. Yeah, y'all. Keep it that way. Like, have your little romance, have your little thing, and enjoy yourself, okay? All right, that was pile number one. Pile number one, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback. And we're gonna move to pile number two. All right, if you chose pile number two, this is your reading. We're going to be answering, what pleasures should you be indulging in this season of your life? Now, it's interesting, pile number two, if you were attracted to the Devil card in the reverse, this is definitely a card that can represent all kinds of pleasures. Usually something that you may be tied to that may not be healthy. So any kind of healthy, an unhealthy attachment, excuse me. But so I would make sure that whatever pleasures you may be indulging in at this particular season of your life, that you are very mindful and careful, because there is a very thin line between overindulging and getting attached. So be very mindful of that, because it could turn into kind of very obsessive and very kind of overwhelming things that you may get into. So just be mindful of that. Pile number two. Let's see what cards come through for you, okay? And what I'm gonna do is just kind of go through them one by one, all right? So we get our spread. So I'll move this over here. All right, so let's start with the first card in your pile. So the word stop came out, which is really interesting, but it's connected to the color red. This is tied to my Prism Oracle deck that I have, and it's a very striking deck. It's very much about auras and different words and messages that come through based off the color of the card. And red is definitely coming through. I think this represents the type of pleasure that you need to indulge in right now is not doing anything. That's the pleasure that you need to indulge in. And some of my messages are going to be a bit mundane because I want to make sure that it's practical and easy for you to do, and simple, you know, and things that affect and impact your everyday life. So stop. What I'm getting from this is a time to actually just relax. Like stop some of the overturning of your head is what Spirit's saying, like things that are turning over and over again in your head. So stop kind of overthinking. Definitely stop overindulging with this Devil card in the reverse coming out, if you chose this. But it's a time to really just pause, like to do nothing. Do nothing. That is where you're gonna find pleasure from. Doing exactly nothing. And I think a lot of people get caught up because you guys may be in a time of your life, this particular pile, where you have a lot of stuff hanging over your head, or you have a bottomless to-do list. And it's a never-ending list. It's a never-ending like rat race. It's a never-ending cycle. And Spirit's saying for you to just stop all that. Stop all of that. Take a break, pause, take a vacation, go to bed, go lay down. Okay? Like just go lay your motherfucking ass down. Like just stop, just stop. Now red is definitely your color. I'm also getting hints of orange. So bright reds, oranges. If y'all could really, start wearing those colors or finding items in those colors, and any kind of items, right? So I have, different crystals here that represent different colors, but it could be, something that you really like. Get you some red pumps, like something, like anything that you're looking for, as far as like if you're shopping for something. Red is going to be your color in this season, but it's also a time to stop. And it also provides some caution, as I had notated in the beginning for pile number 2, okay? Let's see what other cards are coming through. So we have the 8 of Earth. And actually, I didn't pull these cards up. I hope you guys can see it. Let me see here. So stop, okay? Then we have the 8 of Earth coming out. And that's connected to the spice of turmeric. And then we have the Empress card coming out. And that's connected to rose. Oh man, it's so interesting. So interesting. So a lot of similar colors coming out here. As I mentioned, a bit of like this deep orange color coming out through the stop and the bright red. And this is also coming out in the cards here. So turmeric, that spice that we use, or not everyone may use, but a really gorgeous spice. And we have the 8 of Earth. And then the Empress card, which represents rose. So this is also a time, I would say, to tap into your creativity. So take some time to stop, pause, just like do nothing. But also when you have time to, indulge in your senses, indulge in doing some like cooking, being outside, right? Try to work with these elements if you can. Work with these earth elements if you can. Work with rose. It doesn't necessarily have to be red roses, but work with this particular flower. And it could be, there's an array of roses that you can pick up. But if you just like getting flowers for yourself, or if you like picking flowers for yourself, or if you want to gift it to somebody, like that is something that you can do that I think is going to really just generate warmth and enjoyment. And there's something here about the heart that I'm picking up on. There's something here about the heart. And it's important that you stay connected to what your heart is wanting, what your heart is seeking. This is really about your relationship with self, your relationship with yourself. And if you feel like that you've been getting away from who you are, who you've been, because of, I'm picking up like past failures, or things didn't pan out, disappointments, people not believing in you. This is really the time to do some reflection and get back to the root of who you are. It really is that time, y'all. And it's definitely making sure that you are connecting with yourself. this is about a recommitment to self. This is a recommitment to self, to who you are, to who you've always been. Things that, life kind of muddles that, right? Sometimes life muddles that. The choices that you make, the pressures of life, the disappointments, some of those hardships that people face. But in order to bring more pleasure, more softness, more enjoyment here, it's really gonna be about you making a recommitment to self. And so enjoy time spent with yourself, by yourself. Cooking, I'm telling you, this pile here, this is coming up a lot for me, but it's definitely something about recommitting yourself to who you are. This is about stabilizing your physical senses, so restabilizing it. Kind of, this is getting back to you, so you're gonna have to do some grounding work. You got to do some grounding work, some grounding exercises, so things that bring grounding, things that you can do that can help you to return to yourself. Those are the things that you need to indulge in right now in your life. If there's a particular project that you've been wanting to do for a really long time and you felt like you haven't had the resources, you haven't had the time, you haven't had the money, you haven't had the things that you were looking for and needing, this is also the time to indulge in that. This is the time to really take a step forward and to try and to do it, to plan, and to even if you feel like you don't have everything that you need, just start with the thoughts. Just start with imagining the possibilities and the success of this project. Just imagine that. Imagine the start to finish. Like, daydream. Take that time to kind of see yourself create, see yourself build, see yourself with the finished product. It's going to bring like immense joy. And I think it's also going to help as far as like that creation process, that creativity process, right? So definitely focus on that. You're also in a time, right? So with the Devil card in the reverse, the Stop card coming out, this is also a time of vulnerability. I think of the rose. The rose has its thorns, right? It's such a beautiful flower. But there's thorns with the rose as a protective layer. It's a protective layer because it is such a vulnerable plant, and such a vulnerable flower. And so this is also the time for you to tap into your vulnerability. So a rose is very vibrant and pungent and sensual. And so this is the time to really, get back into your body, get back into the senses, movement. Like, I'm feeling like, to me right now, like, I just feel like just moving very languidly and slowly, so this is the time for you to really tap into that, like, your vibrancy, your creativity, like, your body, like, get back into your body again, moving and being slow about it, because that's also going to be like medicine for you, because it's like you're reigniting the passions that you have just let fall to the wayside, or just have been laying dormant, or it's been packed on from like life, right? So this is the time for you to really, really tap back into yourself. I'm telling you. Pile number 2. Okay, baby. This is the time, right? This is the time for y'all. It's such a beautiful thing. So, and for some of y'all, like, really really use these elements, use these earth elements, use turmeric, cook with turmeric. Buy some turmeric, start to add to your smoothies. Buy some roses for yourself, plant roses for yourself, gift them to yourself, gift them to somebody else. Like really start to incorporate and use these elements here, okay? All right, let's move forward. This is really great. Pile number 2. Okay, we have the Page of Swords, and I'm going to use both of these. And then we have the 7 of Wands in the reverse, okay? And let me move these out of the way. The Page of Swords and the 7 of Wands. This, a little glare here, but the 7 of Wands in the reverse. All right, okay. This is also about kind of the joy that comes from just like imagining a world beyond what you're in right now. This is really about that. This is really about imagining the world beyond where you're at right now. Where is your curiosity? What happened to your curiosity? Because Spirit's saying it's time to bring that back. It's time to bring that back in your life. It's time to, some of the questions that you've been thinking of, the explorative gene, like Spirit's saying, like the explorative gene, the curiosity, the mindfulness, like the energy of just like your thought process. It needs to be re-engineered almost. It's like, what happened to your curiosity? It's time to really tap back into that again. It's it could be through books, it could be through podcasts, it could be through music, it could be through conversations that you have with friends, family, coworkers. It could be the spaces that you're entering into, but whatever it may be, this is the time to really think about what it is that you're trying to get into. Like, if there's a specific topic that you've always like, man, I always wanted to, like Spirit's telling me, it's like, it's something that you're saying like you always wanted to do, but haven't done, something that you've been thinking about, but haven't answered for yourself, and you need to answer it now. And it's the time to really just be in your thoughts. I'd also say this is a really great time to like fantasize, I think people automatically assume or connect or associate fantasy with something sexual, but no, it could be just like you going outside of the bounds and the limits that you may have put on yourself before, and just thinking way beyond what your current circumstances are. It's just having those thoughts, having those ideas, imagining a world beyond what you're already in. And I think if you start there, it's just so much that can come from that. It's so much that can generate more happiness and joy in like life and creativity. Like, this is definitely a spread of creativity, but it is about really tapping into who you are and who you've always been. And this is definitely a really great season. This is the season to do it. All right. Now we got the 7 of Wands in the reverse. Okay. The 7 of Wands in the reverse. And so let me show this upright. Okay. Now, 7 of Wands, okay? Now, the deck that I have here, it's the Tarot of the Divine deck, for this particular card. The 7 of Wands, so the archetype here is John Henry. And he represents, this is like a folk tale, and he represents strength. He represents getting things done. He represents tenacity, perseverance, like, and physical strength, right? Physical strength, but also he has a mental determination to get shit done, and he can do it. Like he believes he can do it, and then he does it, right? He has courage, he has inspiration, and again, that determination is so key. For you, this is about, and Spirit's bringing this up for pile number 2, for our pile number 2, to not get discouraged, throughout this season of your life, this particular season of your life, that as you're indulging in imagination, in a recommitment to self, in your sensuality, in the pleasures of being by yourself, being alone. This may be a period of you like just because you're doing nothing, right? The message here is to do nothing. And so it's the time to just relax, enjoy, be by yourself, take some solo time and recommit to you. But don't get discouraged and overwhelmed by that alone time. So be very mindful of isolation. Because being alone isn't scary. It shouldn't be scary. Sometimes you need that time away. You need that time away to regenerate, again, to recommit to self, to take a period and take a beat, and to just enjoy where you're at, to pause, to sleep, like just all those things that you need for you, right? So it's also a bit of a selfishness here. Like you need to be selfish in this season of your life. You have to be selfish. And so don't get overwhelmed, and don't put yourself in a position where you're isolating yourself, though, where you're completely cutting yourself off from the world around you. Don't give up, right? This is not the time to be timid. This is not the time to cower. This is not the time to give up on the things that you've been wanting and seeking in your life. But it is a time to recommit to it. It is a time to think beyond the stage that you're at in your life. It is the time to do that. It is the time to reconnect with self and to tap back into who you are. But you first have to stop. You have to pause. Again, there's a lot of red energy here, red, orange, warm colors here, warmth. I get warmth. So this is really very much your heart space. I'm getting like that heart chakra is really it's really prominent here. So this is the time to not stop, to not cower, excuse me. This is the time for you to not give up, okay? Just because you're taking a break and pausing does not mean failure. It does not equate to failure, does not equate to giving up, okay? So make sure you're not doing that in this season of your life, all right? All right, let's finish off with the last 2 cards. And we have 4 of Candles and 5 of Candles, okay? Okay, so we have 4 of Candles and we have 5 of Candles. Okay? Ooh, okay. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. 'Cause my body too bootylicious for you, babe. 'Cause my body too bootylicious. Okay? This is heavy fire energy. This is heavy fire energy. We have the 4 of Candles, the 5 of Candles, and this is a time for you to be, so 4 of Candles, candles is a representation of wands in tarot. It represents the fire energy, okay? And this is very much about power, okay? This is about the power that you have within to get things done, to create the stability and the life that you want for yourself. This may be a time for that you may have some tests, like, even though like Spirit's telling me about things to indulge in, but like there's also some tests that may come up ahead for pile number 2 to see whether or not are you here, right? Are you here in your life where you're recommitting to self, or you're doing things for you? There's gonna be tests for y'all, okay? Pile number 2. So make sure you're 10 toes down when it comes to yourself. You are loyal to you, okay? Do y'all hear me? Y'all are loyal to you. I don't think you ready for this jelly, okay? My body is too bootylicious. You can't handle this. You can't handle this, okay? So this is really a time for pile number 2 to like really, again, this is self-empowerment. This is taking back what is mine, what has always been mine, okay? This is about nurturing yourself, okay? This is all about that and protecting it. A level of protection is here too. Don't give up, right? Don't give up. Don't think that just because you're taking a break and pausing that, you know, this is a great time to like refresh and to get things like pause, take your break, enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, and then get back into it again. But this is self-empowerment. This is self-nurturing. This is, you know, having a little bit of fun with a little bit of flair, a little bit of dance, a little bit of, you know, a little bit of play fighting, right? Okay, a little pillow fight with your lover, okay? Like, if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into that kind of like kinky element of like play fighting and power playing and like testing people's limits, if you're into that in terms of the erotic, right? Okay, so if we're getting into the erotic here, because this is my erotic tarot deck, so I'm bringing up a little bit here, but that's something that you can really tap into, okay? So there's fire, and again, the fire energy here is here, y'all. So there's passion, there's fire, there's power here. But there's also a sensuality. There's a vulnerability. There's a nurturing element here. There is thinking about, you know, the fantasy of it, right? Thinking about the things that you could possibly do and create and have. So consider all of these things, you know, at pile number 2, in this particular season in your life. This is definitely the time to work with your heart, on your heart chakra. And again, indulge in doing nothing. Indulge in thinking. Indulge in fantasizing. Indulge in daydreaming. Indulge in imagining, right? Indulge in the time taken for yourself. And this also may be, you know, in terms of, so on the sexual side here, this is a perfect time to do sex magic, and particularly sex magic through masturbation, through self-pleasure, okay? So this is the time for you guys right now. So this season in your life right now, again, on the sexual tip, all right? Self-pleasure, masturbation, learning, rediscovering your body, being sensual, being vulnerable, enjoying, having passion for yourself. Turn yourself on, okay? Turn you on, okay? All right, you guys. Pile number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback if this resonated. All right, we're gonna move on to pile number 3. All right, y'all. If you chose pile number 3, welcome. So we're answering, what pleasure should you be indulging in this season of your life, okay? So if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. All right, so 9 of Wands, right? Okay, so I'm going to show this upright. I think you guys can see that, hopefully. Nine of Wands. This is definitely someone who's taking a protective stance, or usually may be the type of person who's very overprotective or overbearing as far as making sure that nothing happens. They definitely are about their space. Don't fuck up my space, okay? And it's also someone who really needs to reiterate their boundaries. This is also someone who needs to let go of certain things in the past that have, created these walls. Anyone who's, who has walls up from, past hurt, past pain, past situations where people they weren't trustworthy, they weren't helpful to you, they weren't kind to you, and you carry that with you. It's time to let that go. Part of, I would say, indulging in pleasure in this season of your life is also forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. And even if, hey, because some people, they don't even want to forget, they don't want to forgive other people. But what you can do is also just let it go. You don't necessarily have to forgive them, but you can just let it go and not let it impact you. Don't let it affect you, okay? So just be mindful of that, all right? Now, let's get into the cards here. Let's see what energies are coming forth. Mystery. Okay, mystery. The word mystery. Okay, so purple is your color, y'all. So I'm using the Prism Oracle deck, and there are different messages that come through. It's kind of an aura based deck, and so different colors represent different meanings. And for pile number 3, it is mystery. Okay, this is about trust, self-trust. You gotta trust the universe. If you believe in God, you believe in a higher power, you believe in your ancestors, right? Okay, whatever religion or spirituality that you follow or are into, this is about trusting in how things unfold in your life. This is surrendering to life. A lot of y'all are, y'all holding on tight. Y'all got control issues, pile number 3. Pile number 3. Okay, what's going on, pile number 3? Like, yeah, there's some control issues here that you guys have been struggling with. And so what you need to indulge in, Spirit's telling me, is like some trust exercises, okay? I need y'all need to get something is coming up with, like, y'all need to get some purple drink. Y'all need to get some purple Kool-Aid, okay? Remember the summertime, drinking some, we didn't call it grape, it's purple. Okay, getting you some some purple Kool-Aid, mix it with some, if you're of age, okay? If you're of age, if you're of the drinking age, and just like sip on something good, a nice glass of wine, your favorite beer. This is for me, I'm getting like, this is about taste. This is about tasting. Like, what you need to indulge in is in the taste element. Foods, like rich foods, y'all. Like your favorite plate, your favorite dish. Make it for yourself. Make it for others. Like, let it be a gift to others. But this is very much I'm getting from pile number 3. What you want to indulge in is taste. Things that you are drinking, things that you are imbibing, things that you are like tasting, and like just let it stay on the tongue, right? Like, let it stay on the tongue. Just, if you want to swirl, when someone's drinking wine, right? You go to the wineries, or you do like like a beer tasting, or you do a wine tasting, or, you know, spirits or something like that, if you're doing like rum or, you know, other types of alcohol, and you're doing a tasting and you got to let it swish around in your mouth to really get the flavor. It's like, surrender to that. Surrender, like, there's something here where you need to apply that same thing to your life, where you just get to like savor the moments that you have. Surrender and savor the moments that you have. Like, whoo, pound number 3. Okay? That's what y'all need to do. Savor. This is about savoring things. Let it swish around in your mouth, right? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? Right? What are certain things, like, how does it, like, the feeling of it, right? And just as you're like chewing, as you're like, just slow, y'all, slow it down. Enjoy it. Enjoy the mysteries of life. Enjoy things as it comes. You don't have to have such a tight grip on everything. Okay? So that's what's coming through with this card. You don't have all the answers. You don't know how everything's gonna unfold, right? Like, I need some of y'all, I'm picturing people who are like, have a blindfold over their eyes, and either somebody's leading them down the path, or like someone's feeding them food and they don't know what it is. And so they have to stop and savor and just surrender to the taste that's coming through, to determine kind of how to move forward. And that's what y'all need to do. A lot of times you guys you got to give up control and just surrender to what life has in store. Okay? And that's also tied to taste. That's tied to what it is that you're tasting. Okay? So be open to like sensual dinners. Go out to dinner with friends. And take, like, I'm telling you, go out on a weekend if you have time and like have a 3-hour dinner. Okay? I'm not talking about a 1 hour where you're trying to be in and out. Have like a 3-4 hour dinner where like you are taking your damn sweet time to enjoy the food in front of you, the drinks in front of you, the conversation, the mood, the lighting, the like everything, y'all. Okay? Let's get into these other cards. What else is coming through? We have the Madre of Air and Motherwort, and then we have 4 of Fire, which is Elder. Okay, Elderberry. All right, and let me hold it up so y'all can see. So we got the Madre of Air, which is connected to Motherwort, and these are herbs. And the 4 of Fire, which is connected to the Elder. Now, Madre represents the mother, okay? This is all about nourishment. So you need to indulge in things that nourish you. Foods, different energies. Like if different people like give you good energy, and don't try to, take the energy from them, y'all, but like just someone's presence, like it just nourishes your soul. It feeds your soul. It makes you feel good. Like being around your favorite person. You got a favorite stuffed animal? Okay, look, some of my watchers on here, y'all are adults and y'all still have like your favorite stuffed animals, your favorite toys, your favorite like little knickknacks that you had when you were childhood, and you hold on to them. You go back and look at them, or you hold on to them, and like it provides nourishment. Do that. It's for your inner child. It's for your inner child. So please do that. This is about a deep nourishment. Okay. So, and you see this in this card. So, it's a woman with hands, and she's cutting off the motherwort, right? She's cutting off this particular herb. This is about cutting off things that don't bring you nourishment. And sometimes you got to be quick about it. You got to be quick about that shit. There's a bitterness to cutting people off so swiftly and so quickly, or cutting things out of your life so quickly and so swiftly. But sometimes you have to do that. Because after that bitter taste, there can be something sweet. So you got to get to the point here, pound number 3. Get to the point of what it is that you're trying to accomplish or do or have. And then whatever like extra shit, all that extra shit, y'all, like cut that shit out. Spirit saying, cut that shit out. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. What y'all are carrying baggage, like some of y'all are carrying baggage, some of y'all are carrying stuff that like it's weighing you down, it's clunky, it's like it's bitterness, it's control, it's all these things. It's like you don't need it anymore. You don't need it. Cut that shit off. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off, okay? Please do that. Right? And have a little bit of humor when you get through it. You know, add something sweet, add something soft to this, okay? After you cut that shit out your life, right? All of it is like the blame. Spirit's telling me somebody's blaming other people. Like just cut all that shit out, y'all. Cut it all out, okay? And the sharpness that comes from you. There's also a tenderness here. There's also a calmness here and a lovingness here. And you need to tap into that more. That's part of indulging in the pleasures that you want. It's that calmness, that lovingness. Think about things that bring you calm, that nurture you, that make you feel nourished, make you feel good, make you feel just good inside. Like, I'm thinking of something creamy. I'm thinking of something like juicy, like just things that bring you like that good, you know? Tap into that, whatever that may be, okay? And this is something where you can work with this particular herb. So work with motherwort if you're able to. This will help you to kind of stabilize and give you the courage and the strength to cut the things out of your life that are no longer supposed to be there. Okay? Now let's get to the elder. Okay? This is where you need to use some magic. Some magic's got to come through. This is about creating. So look at here. Look at this space, right? There's a lot of mess here. Okay, 4 fire with the elder here. You see these little elderberries here. There's a coziness here, but it's a lot of clutter. It's cozy, it's full, like there's so many things kind of going on here. There's so many items kind of sprawled everywhere. And this is about you kind of creating space for yourself, make room for yourself to grow, but create a space where you feel safe, where you can be tender and you can be soft and you can be calm. This is about protecting yourself. This is about being able to create a space where, again, you can be tender. This is really, really good if you are into so if you're into different types of arts like drawing, painting, if you're also into some of the spiritual arts, and spiritual modes of understanding of being, if you're into astrology, if you're into tarot, if you're into like these different types of tools and things that you use, this is definitely the time to kind of start planning that and getting into it. Get into it more. This is also tied to building something, eating sweet. You got the bitter, oh Lord, you got the bitter, then you got the sweet, y'all. So if there's any kind of acrid pungent, bitter stuff in your life right now. And you'll recognize it when it comes to you. Like, what are some things in your life that, like, y'all, like, I don't like this. This is, What can you do to hurry up and cut that shit out of your life so you can get to the sweetness? You can get to the tenderness. You can get to the calmness, the love. It also means to create some new spaces, some new safe spaces for you to be that way. And it does require you to create a structure, to create new structures. So start to plan that out. Start to think through ways that you can build new things for yourself, new things for your life that can bring in more sweetness. Elderberry, work with elderberry. If you can buy some elderberry syrup, some elderberry tea, work with these plants. This is a season to do so. I'm also picking up purples and blues here. So work with that color, work with that. That's very much in your aura. Or that's going to be kind of heightened or elevated more, these elements as you are, kind of moving through this particular season of your life, okay? And it's also going to be a transformative time. So this is about listening to yourself, listening to your elders, okay? Your elders for guidance, listening to a higher power, listening to people who have gone through what you have gone through, and trusting that they're going to give you the correct knowledge and information and wisdom that you need to get from the bitter to the sweet, okay? Let's keep going here. We got the Four of Wands and the Queen of Cups, okay, coming out. Let me move this around. All right, so we have the Four of Wands in the reverse. And then we have the Queen of Cups coming out for y'all, okay? And I'm going to put this up right here. Four of Wands and then the Queen of Cups. I think this is also about structure. This is also about creating a safe space, a foundation, and not getting caught up in what other people have to say. I mean, you know what's best for you. And so you need to be very mindful of like being dependent on other people to kind of create that space for you. Four of Wands here. You see these four, little baby pandas, and they're working together. Like they so each of them are holding like a branch. They're on a branch and they're also holding a branch because they're trying to build beyond where they're at. And they're working together to build this foundation in this safe space, but it's in reverse. And to me, this is showing a level of immaturity here. And for pile number 3, where you're not listening to other people to help build something safe, to help build the foundation, where you can let your guard down. You can cut out all of the shit. You can get to the sweetness, the nurturing part of who you are. And so you have to take a look at that, pile number 3. This is definitely someone who may be like just feeling like they're kind of they're like overdoing it. They may be overdoing it, doing more than their allotted responsibility. They may be doing more to pick up the slack of other people. Pile number 3, and Spirit saying, no, you can only do your share. You only have enough energy for your share of the work. And so when other people aren't helping you in the ways that you need to, if other people aren't supporting you in the ways that you need to help you create these safe spaces for yourself, to help you to surrender, to help you to savor the moments in your life, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. You hear me? It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Sometimes that's what you have to do. So be very mindful of that, pile 3. If there are people or situations and circumstances in your life that are keeping you from being able to surrender, to have safety, to feel safe, to feel, that's part of the pleasure. Like, for you to be able to indulge in the pleasures of life and of what you want, you also have to feel safe. You have to feel protected. You have to know that, like, I can relax here. I'm good here. And if you are in spaces and in energies and in environments and around people that don't create that for you, it ain't nothing to cut that shit off. Let it go. Let it go. So you can get to the sweetness. You can get to it. Okay? Now this Queen of Cups energy. Let's get into it. Let's get into Queen of Cups, okay? Queen of Cups she's the mother water. She is the mother water. She is the beauty and the serenity. She offers serenity. Ooh, she offers depth, deep emotions, serenity. I keep picking up serenity because there's peace there. And I think a lot of y'all are wanting to just have peace in your life, have peace, generate that for yourself without having to do everything and be there for everyone. And we need you to have more empathy for yourself and to trust yourself, to be more caring, to be more tender. This is the time, pile 3, as far as pleasures, is for you to do things that bring out your tenderness, that bring out your softness, that bring out your beauty and your emotional depth. What a beautiful time to, like, be in the water, to go swimming, or be near water, to, like, just float, to sink, or I was going to say to sink or swim, but to swim though, really to swim, but to float, to swim, to enjoy the waters of life, to surrender, right? Part of surrendering is, like, when you're out at the beach, when you're at the ocean, the vastness and the beauty of it all, and you're taking it all in, it's about surrendering to that energy. And Spirit really wants you to do this, pile number 3. You really have to do this for yourself. The tenderness, the sensuality, the beauty of the softness of the water, and the way it's like you're supposed to be in a more flow state, and part of that is just surrendering to what happens, the life that you're living, savoring the time and energy and the moments that you have with people, with yourself. Like, just, that's where you need to be at. That's where you're going to enjoy yourself and be able to indulge and be able to get everything scrumptious that you want. Okay? I'm getting that. Ooh, that feels so good. All right, and let's finish it off with the last 2 cards. I'm going to move these other cards around here. Okay, the last 2 cards of the reading, pile 3, is 7 of Candles and the 8 of Shells, okay? And I'm going to pull this up so you can see it. So we have the 7 of Candles and the 8 of Shells. Okay, I think y'all can see that. All right, 7 of Candles, 8 of Shells. So we got a bit of fire energy here. And the 8 of Shells usually represents cups. So y'all are definitely having to leave some things behind. You can't carry this season in your life. You're gonna have to get rid of some things. 8 of Shells represents cups in the tarot, and 8 of Cups is really about moving on, letting things go that no longer serve a purpose or no longer helpful for you. you know, you're gonna have to go through a recovery process. You're gonna have to deal with some of the grief that may come associated with moving forward and letting things go. It is tapping into your heart, tapping into your emotions. With this Queen of Cups card here, tap into your emotions here, to be able to move through that and to move forward. And this is also making room for the new. Like, with the space that you're able to create for yourself once you get there, make room for new things, make room for new places, new environments, new people. Like, make room for that. You don't have to defend yourself, because you should be in a safe space. You should be in a place where you're tender and can be soft and can be vulnerable, and you're protected and you're safe and you can savor things that you really want to. I would say sexually, it seems to be tied to more so, like, what I'm picking up here is you need to make love. Like, this ain't no quick bang thing. Okay? This is not some kind of like quickie that you want to be having. If you're thinking about in the erotic space, in the sexual space, this is a time to make love and to really, like, taste yourself, taste that other person, savor the moment, surrender to the experience, surrender to the moments and the joy and the pleasure that comes from the time with that person or other persons, like, or other people, whatever situation you want to have, right? But this is a time to be present, keep your heart open and enjoy, like, savor it. I don't know, that's the word for pile number 3, y'all. Savor these moments, like, enjoy, be languid, be slow, like, surrender, let it unfold, let pleasure wash over you, like, really feel what it is that you're feeling, like, tap into that, is what Spirit's saying for pile number 3. Okay? All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed your reading, pile number 3. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay? All right. And that's it for my reading, y'all. Okay? Now, I have more videos on the way. So please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right, it's your girl Nsfw here with Wild Pear Tarot, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Bye.